Right, 1888, good luck. So we've not played before, we have no head-to-head score there. Opponent 450 games, so very good, so not that much less than what I've done. Now that looks like they've got, like I say, it says decent internet, but it's not perfect there, so obviously let's hope that proves to be reliable and stable, and the game plays on normally all the way through. You want to win games because you played a good game, not because your opponent has like internet connection issues. Okay, we're just going to castle. Now we need to slow down a little bit and come up with a plan of what to do. So what do we want to do here? We can take. We've got b3. I favour taking the c pawn, I think, actually. If you take this way, it kind of opens up potential to trade the queens at some point. I'm quite happy to play endgames. Okay, so take with the knight. So if we take, say, bishop takes, we take here, take, knight takes, bishop takes. It all kind of simplifies, doesn't it? Can we throw in b4? And then maybe c5, just to mix it up, just purely to mix it up, I wonder. It's probably a mistake, isn't it? Probably. Yeah, I'm just going to play b3 and take back, I think. If takes, I could trade the queen first and then take back. A little bit dangerous now. I'm going to have to move the rook before I think about taking here. Or in an ideal world, in some lines you get the bishop coming down. It can be a bit of a problem. So it's not necessarily ideal, this. Yeah, wants to launch one. I'm looking at here and here. Obviously here just to guard the knight, so if I trade and then take, I'm going to try and win a pawn. I'm going to do that just setting up the potential to try and take. So he's guarded that with the knight coming forward. So what about takes, knight takes, takes, take anywhere? Takes. You could just take with the pawn, of course, and then we can trade queens. We can move the knight somewhere. That looks fine. Yeah, I'm just going to take that knight. Oh, knight does take. So now we take the bishop, and we're going to try and grab a pawn. Now takes, you've got rook across, but then the knight's a target at least. But I'm not losing anything by taking. I'd expect rook across. Bishop up, you can easily kick the bishop. Oh, he's taken. Okay, well that's an actual pawn then, I think. So am I blundering something here? Queen down might be simply strong at some point, you know, say after knight back. I don't think my queen's getting trapped, so I'm going to grab the pawn. Yeah, I was expecting rook across beforehand. But it's possible this could be some sort of theory that I'm simply forgetting. Like here, if we trade, then the rook can come in, hit the bishop and the pawn. But there is an immediate back rank issue potential at some point. Say a rook across. So is that a move? That's what I'm looking at. If you don't trade, your knight's under attack. If you do trade, I'm up a pawn. If you come forward, we can get the bishop out of the way attacking the knight. Knight can step back. We can then protect our pawn. We can play a move like rook across to challenge the rook. It looks like a move to me, so I'm going to play it. And we're up a pawn, so we can afford to give a pawn back and we're still level. But I'm burning time here. Obviously, you need to play at the right speed for the time control. Not be too quick, not be too slow. So we've traded the queens. So rook in, I think I play a bishop up. I could play a bishop here and target the f-pawn immediately. And maybe we've got rook across because there's a one move back rank issue. So he's moved to deal with that. So bishop up still looks like a move to me. Try and simply eliminate this bishop. Here, we put pressure on the diagonal. So what about here? If you defend, I'm not sure I like that quite so much. I like bishop to c4 to try and force a trade and we hit the pawn if you don't. Now if I take with the rook, you can jump in, so that's a problem. So I'd have to take with the knight, I guess. Okay, I'm just looking at a holding move first then. Or, like I say, maybe bishop up instead. But I think I can play this. I think I can throw my holding move in first. Yeah, I'm going to throw h3 in first. If rook down, I've still got the same concept to develop and hit the knight. Okay, these pawns are getting very loose, of course. Yeah, he's played across to guard his pawn just with this move in mind. So now I'm looking at here. But takes, I'd like to take with a rook, but the knight can jump in. So what about just rook across first? See, knight down could become a problem. So then I just look at this move. Knight back seems fine. That's what I want to do. Trade, knight trades. Yeah, I'm going to trust my instincts. I'll just have to take with a knight. If you kick the knight, I'll take the bishop. Well, he's played knight in immediately to attack my rook. Okay, so gain a bishop, lose a rook, gain a pawn, gain a knight. But can you undermine these pieces? Possibly. Possibly. I mean, I could just play it out of the way here. And if knight takes, I've still got, you know, take the rook, knight takes back. Mixes it up, but I like the idea of taking, gambling. Take, check. King moves somewhere, and then just take back with the king maybe. I'm going to do it. I'm going to gamble. If it's losing, it's losing. I've burned half my time, so I've got to take a risk. So we'll just take there. We'll take the knight. I assume I take with the actual king rather than the rook. And then hope I don't get the pieces lost. Like you can attack the knight and the bishop at the same time in effect. So I might have simply blundered the game there. Yeah, I think I have actually, haven't I? Now I think about it. Although, them moves are both covered for one move, aren't they? If I can just keep the two pieces and get them both back, I've got to move my bishop first. If I can just keep them both. Okay, if he takes a pawn, there's a check threat there. So I assume I drop my bishop back. Hope he takes a pawn and blunders the rook. He shouldn't do that. He should be too strong here. Oh, he has. He's just blundered it. He just moved too quickly, not used his time. He's only used 2 minutes coming up and he's just blundered the game. Or it should be the game. My knight might get trapped, you never know, but we should be better now. So make sure my king's not going to get back ranked and then try and get this knight back. If I can get the knight back, I should be winning. So let's check and just try and get our knight back. So let's come here. Okay, attacks the bishop. So I assume I can simply drop back here. I could even go here, couldn't I? Let's go here to hit the pawn whilst guarding this one. Okay. I'm still going to be a little bit careful here that I don't blunder this and allow 2 connected pawns. If you push here, maybe I can step up and trade. He's gone after it. But now I think I can check and collect. Check. You can't come forward. There's no back rank mate I can step up, so I'm going to try and grab a pawn here and then hopefully run one of my own. Now my bishop guards this. If you come down, I can trade and then sack the bishop, I assume. Wait, I can check here. If you come forward, there's a check here as well, so that would be a blunder if you step forward. It does. Yeah, my opponent just realised it. Actually, didn't realise it. It's a checkmate, isn't it? I didn't even see that myself until I'd played the move, but the king's actually cut everywhere. That's very nice. Oh, it's actually a checkmate. I was just aiming for the rook, so that's a good finish. So let's pause and put that through the engine, but I think my opponent was simply just playing a little bit too quickly for rapid chess. You could see he's a decent player. The fundamentals have been a very good player there. You could just see that. So, it is what it is. Yeah, you don't pay quite so much credence to the accuracy figures when it's a relatively short game, but for me that's very good. 95%. The centre pawn loss is 13. My average is 32. The lower that is, the better. So that's very good. But 87 for my opponent, just the one blunder. I'm just right at the very end there, blundering checkmate. Yeah. But like I say, I was just playing to get the rook there. I didn't even see it was checkmate. I didn't bother to take the time to look at that. So it is what it is. Obviously, in your own games, turn the engine on, go to any part of the game that you like, and just play through the moves to see if it was good or not. Now, was it good for me to offer this queen trade? The engine said it is one of the best moves. So Did we play this correctly? I played what? Bishop up. Yeah, it's given me a lot of moves. You know, bishop to c4 is not one of the moves that it's given me here. So I'm plus 2.1, it's gone to plus 1. You just leave that green bar run, and then that's when it's done its thinking. So I'm still better, but I've lost a slight advantage with that move. And then taking was correct here. Now I'm plus 5 better. So yeah, just like I say, with your own games, just take your time. But we just got lucky, haven't we? Just playing a bit too quickly, my opponent there. Then walks into a nice checkmate. Like I say, I was just dropping back to win the rook. I didn't even take the time to look to see it was a checkmate there, but all the squares are cut, so that's a good win.